Hi, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you very much, first of all, for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. But today I wanted to give you an update into gold, silver, miners, and then I wanted to talk about something that is not so pretty, and that is natural gas. Ugh. So, first of all, let me go into this. Okay. All right. I hope we're looking at the gold chart together. Can I just say, oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? So after my last video, I thought, okay, I should mark off what I was talking about here. So I put a little yellow oval into last time gold approached one of these pink gaps, and then I put a larger yellow oval right here, so you can sort of, you know, the similarities are highlighted. So before I zoom in to the bigger oval, I did forget to say something interesting last time, and that is that if you look at this first sort of fake out head and shoulders, I had drawn a neckline in here, and then when it started to bounce back up, I took the exact same slope of that neckline and I put it at the bottom of, or you know, where it started to turn around. And then what was really interesting is, so you know, it sort of back then, but then it came back down and it hit that exact same slope again, and then that was pretty much the bottom of that little down wave. So that's really interesting to me because if you find a really good slope of a trend line within your chart, I find that I can take that same trend line and I can move it around anywhere in the chart and it's gonna look amazing. So I like to reuse slopes of lines like pretty consistently, and that's why I think a lot of people make fun of me, because if I do move it around and I find another really like super hot place that I want to keep it, I'm gonna keep it there. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't have any interest in that, but I do have an interest in sort of being a nerd and telling you that that's just it's a really cool thing to be able to do, is move your trend lines around and keep what's meaningful to you on the chart. Okay, now let's talk about what gold is doing. So again, remember the last time we had this little W shape and went, okay, hold on. Whoa! Hope you didn't see that. I don't want you to stop watching me because let's see. Okay, there we go. So what's happening here? I'll make it even bigger. Even bigger. Come on. There we go. Look at that. I feel like I could just sit here for 5 minutes now and we could all just look at this together and I would have like people watching the video all the way through, because you're just, I mean, like, that's a good candle. That's bullish. That's beautiful. And I'm not saying that it's not going to pull back. And you know, you can look at the RSI here. I look at that. I have an absolute RSI level marked off, and I mean, come on, nerds. That is like sexy as F. That's beautiful. But anyway, I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna pull back, and but wow, that is, it doesn't look toppy to me right now. I mean, I could be wrong. Oh, not financial advice, and I could be wrong. Anyway, okay, so that was gold. Now let's talk about silver. Silver also stopped here on this rocket line that I had labeled before. It's my little rocket. It's not a giant rocket. But I also happened to notice that the rocket line is sort of acting like a neckline for an inverse head and shoulders. I did not do the best job in drawing my inverse head and shoulders. I was a little distracted. I was eating popcorn when I was drawing it. So I could have drawn it. I could have drawn it better. If you hear heavy breathing in the background, I would like to point out that it is not me. It is my dog. If you are gonna like want to hear heavy breathing, you're gonna have to pay, and not me. But I'm just saying that's like a different channel. Okay. Anyway, Silver hit the rocket line today, and that does not look toppy to me either. Does that look toppy to you? I don't even see a wick. I mean, it might be a little one. I don't see a wick. It might be. But anyway, I took some profits today. Why did I do that? Because I have a discipline that when I get to resistance, I take some off, because then I have made the trade a winning trade. Then I am stress free. I am like, oh, like I have already made money on this. I am not jonesing. I am like in my zone, and I'm feeling very I don't know. It's easier to trade non-emotionally when you've already felt like you've won the trade. Then, but you know, at the same time, I don't sit there and think about it as the house's money. It's not the house's money. It's my money. It's never the house's money. This is my money. So, but one thing I'm able to do in order to keep winners longer is I sort of zen myself out for the last third of my trade, and even if it goes to break even, doesn't bother me, because it's my money, but I took a calculated risk that it could go to the moon. And so often it's hard to keep winners. Like, you know, it's really easy to keep losers, because you're just like, it'll turn around. I know it will. I know it'll turn around. But it's hard to keep winners. It's really hard. But if you keep just a portion of your winnings, your winning trades, and you just sort of zen yourself out, you look really good. But anyway, I took a little bit of profit today. I had recommended last time, I kept this marker here, I had recommended last time that if it got above the key, which at this point was, oh, I don't have my glasses on. I don't know, 17 something, 1787, take some profit. So anyway, I took some profit today. It looks like, if this is a head and shoulders shape, it looks like the measured move, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It looks like, well, that's weird. It looks like it'll go to my next rocket line. That's like aliens and stuff. How did I know that? I mean, it might not go there. Okay. Now let's look at minors. All right, wow, okay. So in the last video I had said I was watching this 74.98 value. The next day it came back, and guess what it did? It retested. Hello. Look at it, it retested that neckline, and then it just went, oh, straight up. That was pretty good recommendation, I have to say. Anyway, and then unfortunately, and I don't like this at all, it actually left a gap between yesterday and today. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I really don't like that, especially because these black lines are old. Like, I didn't just draw these black lines in when this happened. These black lines have been here since like the beginning of time, which in my case was around, well, when I drew them in, it was about 2015 to 16. So and then there is a gap that got left open from before I marked it. So tomorrow I will be taking some profit at that last gap, which looks like it's about from anywhere between 91.60 to 92.73. I'll just be taking some profit there, because that is part of my discipline as a trader. And what I'm hoping happens would be that it, you know, I hope it gets to moon and sunshine. It looks like there's another gap up here that I marked. I hope it just keeps going up. And if it does come back and retest, I'm considering these black lines to be very similar to my magnet lines in my silver chart. Very important that they hold. A false breakout will be a very bad sign. Bad, bad, bad. Very bad. Bad. Very bad. Bad. So I hope that it goes up, and then maybe if it does come down to retest, if you didn't take my not financial advice before, if it does come back and retest these black lines and fill this gap in the process of doing that, that might be a good time to sort of take a stab at a long, if you're not a Momo trader or whatever. That's what I would do if I missed it. Okay, so that is JNUG. And now let's talk about something that is not as beautiful as my precious metals and my miners chart, and that is natural gas. Natural gas is very hard to trade. So if you are a new trader, let me just say, and it's also addictive, which is bizarre, because if it's like so horrible, why is it addictive? But let me just talk a little bit about my trades here. So my first natural gas trade that I shared on Twitter was me buying right here, and then guess what it did? It kept going down. So I bought it again right about here, and I did explain why on Twitter. I don't know. Well, this green channel here has been in place for quite a long time, so I was kind of betting when I put in the second scale that green channel would hold. I didn't want it to go all the way down, and it did. So if you look at this pink piggy line here, you can see there is a head and shoulders that was formed here. That's the shoulder, giant head, and then another shoulder, and then went right to the piggy and then came back down. So this piggy is a very important line. This piggy is tried and true and tested, and it actually made sort of a cool little head and shoulders shape when it was topping out there. And can I just say, I don't know what it is. I attract the smartest, best looking people on Twitter, because I don't think in fact, I know I didn't see that right away. It was pointed out by Katrina. It was one of the glitterati. So anyway, it made sort of a head and shoulders topping pattern there. And then what I was hoping would have happened, originally, I thought that the head and shoulders was going to be, I don't know why I thought this, because natural gas never makes any damn sense, but I thought that this pink line here would be the neckline. So I thought that this was sort of the top right here. Now, again, with keeping one scale in, like, I would have sold my Natty there because, like, hello, that's resistance. I did sell some there, but I kept some because that's what I do, and it did keep going up. But anyway, I kind of called it the no neck because I wanted to remind myself that I thought it was a neckline. Anyway, it's an important line. It's a very important line, and now that's why I have it marked off as the key. And what I had hoped to happen is when it started to draw back here, I had hoped that it would turn around somewhere around this no neckline. But alas, it did not. So now if you look at Natty from November up until now, it is dog poop. Like, it made a little bear flag here, but it is dog poop. Now, I did also mark off what I call a reversal flag, which is when the flag, on a bear flag, it like goes up and then back down. A reversal flag for me actually has the flag part of the flag, I don't know, the fabric part of the flag, whatever, going in the other direction. And sometimes it's a continuation flag as opposed to a reversal flag, so you really do have to wait until it breaks out to make your move. But anyway, it made a reversal flag here. I pointed that out on Twitter, and so I was basically like, if it goes below here, it's bad. It's like very bad. But in this case, it bounced back up. Now, I had also mentioned on Twitter, I drew this yellow oval here because the last time that it retested this long-term green channel, it made a cute little head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, and that's possible that it does it again. It left a little gap here to fill. It got partially filled, but not all the way. And so, but just like in JNUG, when I said, oh, if it just goes down here, I'll buy it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not the only person waiting for that to happen. Maybe it'll not happen because I mean, that would make sense. It would make a lot of sense. So anyway, I did take some off, and I said this yesterday, I think it was yesterday on Twitter, that you know, it got right to this little mini key, which is the what I would think is the neckline. So I took some off, and I'm just sort of waiting now. If it gets above this little mini neckline, that would correspond with RSI resistance here. Isn't that weird how that happens? I don't know how I do that. Maybe someday you'll find out if you keep watching. But anyway, if it's above here, I expect some sort of squeeze will start happening, and it'll probably not even just go to this next moving average. It'll probably go all the way to the dotted line. That would be my guess. I mean, I could be wrong, but I could be wrong, and it's not financial advice. Duh. Okay, so right now I've got some I'm in the game. I've got some skin in the game here. I've taken some profit already, and I'm just sort of waiting to see if it goes back down here and I can take a calculated risk. I would, you know, probably if it fills this gap, it's not just going to go to the, you know, it's not just going to fill the gap and go up. It'll probably go a little bit below because it likes to scare the bejesus out of people. And then moonbeams and sunshine, moonshine and sunbeams. Yeah, okay, something like that. All right, well, that's all I had to say for today. I hope that was helpful. Thank you again for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, and now I have to like stop it again, and it's gonna get weird again. Okay, bye.